What's going on, guys? So I recently decided to try a little experiment. After years of drinking tons and tons of coffee, being highly caffeinated like every day, I decided to do a little caffeine fast. And so for about a month and a half or so, I primarily only drank decaf coffee. I really cut caffeine out entirely. I decided to do the caffeine fast because I was kind of concerned that maybe I was just like frying myself from all the caffeine. And so I just wanted to give myself a break and just let my body kind of reacclimate and just kind of see how I felt. But I do work at a coffee shop and I really enjoy coffee culture. And so it was really tough to like cut out caffeine. And so I wanted to kind of get back into it. But yeah, I decided to break my caffeine fast by trying the world's strongest whole bean coffee. So yeah, I went from no caffeine to drinking Deathwish Coffee. Was that smart? Not really. Was it a good idea? Probably not, but I'm doing it for the YouTube subs. So I ended up brewing 54 grams of Deathwish coffee with 700 grams of water, and I brewed it in a Chemex, and I drank most of it in a very short period of time on a very empty stomach. So the caffeine hit very hard, very quick. So when they say it's highly caffeinated, yeah, they're not lying about that. I was very wired. It was very hard to sit still. I was very like jittery. Just had to keep moving. Also, my brain activity felt like my brain was thinking at like 1,000,000 miles an hour.
Okay, here's a quick update. I'm like an hour in to drinking the Deathwish coffee, and it's like, how do I feel? Like, how does one quantify caffeine content feeling? I feel like I just need to keep moving, you know?
Now, as far as the tasting goes, I was actually pleasantly surprised by the flavor of Deathwish coffee. I was kind of thinking it was going to be like really heavy or thick and, you know, just not be very pleasant. But I gotta say, it's not too bad. It definitely has a full body, but it's not really that heavy. I mean, I would say probably 7 out of 10 heaviness. And while it's a very like intense flavor, it's kind of subtly sweet. Reminded me a lot of chocolate-covered cherries. I was trying to find some other flavors to describe this by because on the bag, they describe it as having notes of cherry and chocolate, but honestly, like, that's exactly what it is, like a chocolate-covered cherry. I did try pairing it with some other foods that I had around the house. I think the first thing I tried was strawberry. That didn't really pair so well, kind of like different flavor profiles. I also tried an almond joy, and actually that paired very well with Deathwish coffee. The coconut especially, and the chocolate paired really well. I tried like a Hershey's bar, and that paired pretty well. And then even like the Hershey's bar with strawberry, and that was a little bit better. Also, this coffee has like 0 acidity. This coffee is so dark roasted that there's no acidity or citrus to it. I was doing some research on their website and I was trying to figure out like where their beans come from or like how they're roasted. It seems like they're kind of pretty guarded about sharing information about their beans. They kind of kept a lot of stuff secret, but they did say that their beans are sourced from Peru and India, which I thought was pretty interesting. I've actually never had coffee from India before, but if I had to guess, I would imagine it would be similar like in taste and profile to coffee from Indonesia, Sumatra, kind of that South Pacific region. It's kind of tricky to pinpoint exactly just by tasting the coffee because of just like how like dark roasted the beans are. I don't get any of that like nutty caramel kind of flavor you'd get from Latin American beans, but there's not like a ton of earthiness in it either, like you'd expect from like Sumatra. So it's kind of hard to exactly pinpoint it. It just has like a very intense, full-bodied flavor, but like it's very smooth. It's kind of like, the way I think of it is I kind of picture like a gloss black sports car that cuts through the night air as it disappears in the midnight ether of your esophagus. This definitely isn't your light and bright Ethiopia that smells like Special K and strawberries when you open the bag. So if you enjoy full body dark roast or just want to have a really wild day, I totally recommend trying out Deathwish Coffee. Okay guys, that's really all I have to say. It was a pretty crazy day tasting this coffee. Definitely not for the faint of heart, literally. So I don't know, buy a pound of this, drink it with your friends, and go run around the city like lunatics. Okay guys, I'll see you in the next video. Until then, have a good one.